Hi, Jen Marshall here with your Feel Good Friday message. And today I want to talk to the caregivers about having a meltdown. I had a doozy last week and I felt a lot better afterwards. It was horrible while I was going through it, but I felt so much better afterwards. And so I just wanted to do a message for the caregivers who are in a situation like mine where you're caring for somebody full time. If you're also working a full time job and have kids to take care of, I don't know how you do it. I just take care of mom full time and I'm exhausted. But recently we've just had constant changes going on for the last few months. There's just always been something. Either mom has a urinary tract infection and lands in the ER, or she just has an episode, or we land back in the ER. Uh, Fortunately, we had a doctor's appointment. I had told her doctor it is just a monumental undertaking to get her in here. We don't really go anywhere anymore because it's so hard to get her out of the house now in the wheelchair and then transferred to the car and then transferred out of the car. And I can't really do it by myself anymore. And so she actually got us hospice care. I didn't know that you could have hospice care if someone was not on their deathbed. So when I say that, people are like, oh no. And I'm like, no, she's not dying right now or anytime soon, as far as I can tell. She's definitely, there's a slow decline, which is part of the whole reason that it's just so stressful. Excuse me, because every day is different. And sometimes she's okay and I can manage her by myself, but other days she's really weak and I have to lift her and carry her and it kills my back and all that. But last week I just kind of reached a breaking point because one of the things that keeps happening is I keep having the help that I have lined up for myself, it's always falling away. People are not available anymore for whatever reason. And my main caregiver, who I love, she is amazing. She's got another client that's slowly taking over all of her time. And she told me, I can't do this one day anymore in the future. So I was like, all right, but I said, okay, well, what about all of these times that I already have you booked for? And she said, nope, we'll talk on Sunday. I usually see her on Sundays. She comes at noon before my husband picks me up. And so we have a chance to talk. Otherwise, I'm usually gone by the time she gets here. And she just does her thing. And then she's gone by the time I come home. So but I was having a complete meltdown because I was like, oh my God, I've got to find more help. I don't need this stress. And the hospice care, although it's been great, the first week or so was so stressful because it was just constant phone calls from new people and trying to figure out a routine with all these new people. And they're giving me windows of when they're going to show up and they're not showing up during their windows and they're not calling me. So that makes me nuts. So that was making me a little bit crazy. Hopefully, we're going to get on track with that more because it's supposed to alleviate some of my work and stress with mom and her care. So I'm confident that it will eventually, but it's just been an incredibly stressful few months and especially last week. And by the end of the week, I just reached a breaking point. And fortunately, I had my call with my coach. We coach each other, and it was my turn. And we usually do it earlier in the week, but because of schedules, we had to push it towards the end of the week. And I was so glad that I had that because sometimes it's nothing but me just going, "What?" at her. I just need someone to listen while I unload and vent. And I've talked in the past how it's really beneficial to have a venting buddy and someone to just listen to you while you unload all of the crap that's on your mind that you're pissed off about, all of those negative thoughts that are accumulating because you got to get them up and out, or they could do some damage physically. You don't want that stuff accumulating in your body. You want to get it up and out. And boy, did I have a lot of stuff to get up and out. I didn't even realize I just let it rip. And I was like, ah, and I was just letting every horrible, negative, unspeakable thought come out of my head because it was a safe place. It's like therapy. There's that confidentiality where I know it's never going to go any farther than between the two of us. And just thoughts that have been in my head for a long time, feelings that I've had, anger, frustration that I was afraid to voice because they were so negative. Excuse me. And so sorry. Oh my God, isn't that interesting? So I'm like choking while I'm trying to tell you about this kind of thing. That's really interesting. It's one of the things that happens, like we get sore throats or we might cough if we're feeling frustrated or we feel like we are not allowing ourselves to speak up for ourselves, we'll get throat problems. So now that I'm sharing this with you, it's funny, I'm choking a little bit, little learning point. Uh, so I let it rip and I was like, I don't care how negative it is. I don't care how horrible it sounds. I'm just going to vocalize it. And she was like, oh my God, oh my God. But she just listened, and she was like, wow, okay. So she was there for me and I felt supported. And I really, really needed that. And I had a really good cry because you got to have that every once in a while too. And God, I had something that was triggering it. I can't remember what it was. But I had some thought that I was like, that'll do it. And it helped me just bawl my eyes out. And I was a mess and I was laying on the floor crying and my cats were walking around me like, what's wrong? And like laying next to me. So that was nice. I had a little support from my kitties and my husband was amazing. Thank goodness he was coming over that night because he comes over on Friday nights so we can watch a movie together. And, but I was so emotionally drained and uh, I needed it. And the thing I wanted to share with you also was the next day, I felt so much lighter. And I felt like I had been exorcised of all of these horrible negative thoughts that I had been suppressing for so long. And I know sometimes when you're studying spirituality or the law of attraction, you're thinking, oh, that's dark. I can't think that, or I can't focus on that. And, we don't want to focus on dark things and negative things. That's why I don't watch the news. There's certain horror movies I can't watch anymore because it will stay with me. And I don't want to embody that. But when there is stuff that comes up with you just from your daily life, just little frustrations and things that anger you that accumulate over time, if you keep suppressing that going, oh, it's dark, I can't look at that, I can't share that with anybody, and you keep suppressing it, eventually it's going to erupt like it did with me last week, and then you might not know when or where it's going to erupt. Could happen in public, could happen in a conversation with somebody where they just do something or say something that sets you off and you're like, that's it, and then it comes out. So you want to have a little bit more controlled way of letting that stuff out. So have a venting buddy, or if you happen to have a therapist, or if you're working with a coach, these are the people to share that with. This is your safe place to get that stuff up and out because believe me, you want it up and out. And it's also good to beat on pillows. I went and I beat on my bed and a pillow on my bed and I just kept beating it. And like people that were pissing me off, I was just imagining their faces were there and everything and just allowed it, like all of the thoughts that were making me so angry. I just let it go into my arms and pounded out into this pillow until I was exhausted and I felt better. So between verbalizing all the frustrations, crying and just getting that out, having a good cry regularly is really good for you and it's really important. So if you haven't cried in a while, find a sad movie or something that will make you cry and just let it all out. And then beat on pillows or beat on the side of your bed or on your couch or something like that. And, I don't think it's enough just to take some like foam rubber thing and like play swords with somebody. You really need to pound on something where you can let all of your force out on it. And it's not going to hurt anyone or anything and not hurt you, but just get it up and out. And it will help alleviate. You really need to get it up and out because you're getting it out of your body, you're getting it out of your mind, you're getting it out of your heart, and you're going to feel so much lighter. And I couldn't believe how much better I felt the next day. I really felt cleansed. And I thought, oh my God, okay, I think I need to do that more often. And one of the things that was happening that I didn't realize, I realized it was partially hormones too, because I had a couple days earlier in the week where I was ravenously hungry. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Because I'm on Weight Watchers and I'm trying to watch my points, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm so hungry. So super hungry, super intense meltdown. And I'm perimenopausal right now. So sorry, guys, if you're not into this thing, but ladies, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, things are moving down and slowing with my cycle. I never know when it's coming. And well, guess what? It showed up in full force. I was like, oh, okay, hormones. So that I'm sure played a big part of last week. And ladies, if you're PMSing, and this stuff is worse when you're PMSing, please find someone to talk to, find that venting buddy, pound on the pillows, get it up and out, have a good cry, snuggle with your cats, your dogs, your pets, your kids, just something that'll give you love and support you silently. That's all you really need. But you really got to get it up and out. And it's okay to have the meltdown. And if you're in a situation like mine where you're a caregiver, you really have to do it regularly because you don't want to take it out on that person. Because believe me, my mom reflects my moods all the time. When I'm feeling good and I'm feeling up and positive and happy, she's so much easier to take care of. But when I am tired or angry or resentful or fatigued or pissed off or whatever, she all of a sudden is sometimes in a mood and she's really weak and can't support herself, and she's just way more difficult to take care of, and it's just amazing to watch, although it's frustrating as hell because I'm already tired and pissed off and I don't need that. But I've learned to recognize it. So it's another reason to just get this stuff up and out. So when you're stuck in a situation like this, you really need to have some kind of support to listen to you so you can unload, and that they'll just listen. And usually this isn't something where people are going to give you, you're not going for advice. You're really just needing someone to listen to you. And this is definitely what you need. I'm sure when you're in that kind of mood, I know with me, it's like, I don't need people making suggestions. Well, why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? Because usually it's someone who has not been in this caregiving situation and they're just thinking of things off the top of their head. And you're like, I've already done that. Or why aren't you doing this? Or why aren't you doing that? And, kind of questioning the way you're doing things and trying to mix it. I mean, they're coming from a good place, but sometimes it can end up making you more angry and more frustrated and like, forget it, because if someone hasn't been in this situation, they don't understand. And what the one thing I hear from people all the time is, I don't know how you do it. I could never do it. I kind of think, well, I don't really have a choice. My dad asked me to take care of my mom, and so I'm honoring his request, and I can't not do that. And as much as I get angry and resentful and I'm tired a lot of the times, I'm still going to do it. I am committed to taking care of her for the rest of her life. And sometimes I think I have taken such good care of her that she's going to live forever. And that's a horrible thing to say, but these are the horrible things that caregivers need to get up and out. It's okay to wish your loved one to move on if their quality of life just isn't there anymore for whatever reason. I mean, fortunately, my mom isn't in pain. She's happy. She's got her meals provided for her. She watches movies all day. I clean her up all the time. So, why go anywhere? And she's got dementia, so she doesn't realize how old she is or what her life situation really is right now. But she doesn't do anything anymore. Just eat, sleep, watch TV. That's it. That's her life. And even though she's comfortable and happy, there's not much life there anymore. And my life is on hold while I'm taking care of her. So, I'm when she goes, I'm going to be devastated. And I don't really know what kind of emotions I'm going to be going through, to what extent. I'll definitely be grieving, and it still makes me sad when I think about it, but there's the practical part of me on a day-to-day basis that's like, I'm tired and I would like to start my life again because I have to start my life all over again after she's gone. So, but I'm making preparations for that. These videos are a foundation for what I want to be creating after she's gone. So I'm doing what I can, but this kind of thing is all consuming and sometimes it just gets to be too much. So, caregivers, please have someone that you can go to and vent your frustrations and your anger. Allow yourself to cry, even if it's hourly. Have a moment to yourself, go into the bathroom, just let it all out. And this helps me. Doing these videos every week helps me. So I want to thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like these messages delivered to your inbox every Friday, join the mailing list. Go over to my website and you'll get a special message from me every Friday. So thank you for joining me. If you're a caregiver, please take care of yourself. Unload all that stuff. Get it up and out. Have your safe space with somebody. Allow yourself to cry. Pound on pillows. Breathe, trust that all is well, and that it will get better. It will get better. And I'm here for you. I get it. I understand what you're going through. And thank you for being there for me, because you guys are kind of there for me by allowing me to share this with you. So I appreciate it. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.